All right, turning now to our first alert weather. So we're talking and really trying to plan because I don't want to jinx anything, but we could be planning for a parade this week. There's a lot of heat coming.
We've got Juneteenth festivals and festivities this week, too. A lot going on outdoors, of course, this time of year. Some are more important than others. Some are certainly still anticipated for. It's going to be hot this week.
Yes, it is.
I love that we're all being so careful not to say the championship parade, but that's what we're talking about.
No matter how you spend it, it will be hot, especially as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. We've actually issued a first alert because of the heat, too. For the kiddos heading to school this morning, it's dry. And by the way, those days are dwindling down for the school year this year. I know a lot of excitement on that front. Midday today, temperatures are right around 75 degrees and heading home, too. We're staying warm. So let's talk about the heat that's on the way. Where is it coming from? It's coming from the desert southwest and the Four Corners. Is what's known as a heat dome. We're an area of high pressure building in across the Four Corners, and all that heat really stews and festers, but it breaks. As it breaks, it moves towards the east underneath the jet stream, which separates the coldest air to the north towards the North Pole and the warmest air towards the south. So for much of the lower 48, you really cannot escape the heat from the northeast to the southeast and here at home as well. Tuesday, high temperature right around 92. Wednesday, we're closer to 94. We'll get even warmer on Thursday with a peak of the heat with temperatures near 100 degrees. That's the actual air temperature measured in the shade, mind you. And then we get to Friday and the temperatures slowly start to dwindle their way down. On Thursday, specifically, there is a risk for heat-related illnesses, especially across the Northeast and the upper Midwest. Moderate to major chances of that at the very least in terms of the heat risks. So go ahead and scan this QR code. This will actually have you get you to our first alert weather team in the homepage, by the way, which will give you an update on the heat. You can track the temperatures where you are and also find out if there is a heat advisory or an excessive heat watch, which we'll talk about coming up in the second half hour. But no matter how you spend it, it is a hot week for everyone. When you see that major to moderate category, that's the highest end of the scale. That's where anyone without effective cooling and adequate hydration, specifically for outdoor workers, the heat will start to take a toll on the body. And then for everyone, too, with little or no overnight relief. And this is important because we live in New England. There's not a lot of AC units here in the Northeast and in New England. So for folks typically going to bed at night, you may try to open up the windows. All you're really doing is letting in that heat. And your body cools down overnight, but it can't cool down if the temperatures are still hot. Here's Wednesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Feels like temperatures near 100 degrees in Bedford and across Metro West. Norwood near 97 for a feels like temperature. We do it all over again on Thursday. And then by the week's end, the temperatures slowly start to work their way down. But remember, Wednesday and Thursday, that's the peak of the heat, specifically on Wednesday for Juneteenth. If anyone's outdoors, the good news is at the very least that we are dry all week long. Next chance of rainfall really not until about Friday night and Saturday.